can't be a black man named Barry. And then get the black people behind you. Like, oh, no, we need Barack. Yeah. Like Chris Rock said, sound like a brother with a spear. She invited me to this Trump rally, the first one I ever went to. She said I could volunteer and I can go there and I can just pass out water and stuff. Because I really wanted to see what it was like around these Trump people. Are they really racist? Were they really hanging me from a tree? And I went there. It was like, this is amazing. I mean, thank you so much for this. So I just started going more and more events with her. And she, getting me, connecting me with Charlie Kirk. Because Blake Masters is running for Senate.
Yeah.
And this is when I host a lot of events around the East Valley. And I wasn't too familiar with Blake, but I knew who Peter Thiel was. And she had me help host events for him at different restaurants and stuff. So I was working closely with Blake Masters. I got to meet Peter Thiel. We all had dinner. And I'm so grateful for Dawn. Like, she's such an amazing person, hell of a supporter.
So it's like you were just thrust into the conservative world.
Exactly, yeah. Then
like you went to a conference and you were like, okay, this is for me, and you just never look back.
Oh, these are my people. I'm talking to these guys in line. I'm like, I'm not really a Trump supporter, but I'm just here to see what it's like. Oh man, that's cool. You can hang out with us. It's all right. Guys that look like it's interesting. It's the Proud Boys. Two of the guys from the Proud Boys, which I interviewed them. We'll talk about that too.
Yeah.
Once the camera, I don't know if the cameras are rolling.
Cameras rolling. Yeah.
Okay.
We like to just
that's cool. So it was the Proud Boys. I was in line, and they got me something off the food truck. I'm like, wait a second, hold on. Don't you guys hate me? What are you talking about? We love all people. I'm like, but you all are a white supremacy group. I mean, you're white nationalists. You're neo-Nazis. That's what they said on TV. And their first response was, man, F the media. Yeah. Don't listen to what these people have to say. And I'm like, wait a second. This guy right here is black. I'm like, wait, hold on. And then the guy that was standing next to me, he was one of the leaders of the Proud Boys, one of them, like the top 5 leaders. He's like, yeah, I'm Jewish. I'm like, wow, they hate you more than they hate me. Like, how's this possible? They literally gave me a hug. He's like, man, don't pay attention to me. These people are all corrupt. We're just patriotic. We're America first. We love this country. Yeah. We love Trump. We're all about free speech. We're all about Second Amendment. And we're going to provide protection for anyone who's in need, including you. If you're in trouble, you can get a hold of me. And I actually interviewed them. I have them on camera, and I posted that. And, of course, YouTube took it down. They blocked my channel.
Yeah, of course.
And I put it on TikTok. They took it down. They said if I get one more strike, they're going to block my channel. So I put it back on TikTok. Then they kicked me off. Then I got back on. Then I put it back on TikTok. Then I put it on Facebook. They blocked it off of that. I was like, why don't you guys want people to see what the truth is?
Was there anything controversial in the
video?
video?
Not at all. I just walked up to them. I said, here, you mind if I get you guys on camera? Because it looked like you guys are actually diverse. So it doesn't mean, like, whatever the media says, it's obviously not true. I'm sitting here with the black man, a Hispanic guy. You're from Cuba. You're a Jewish person. They definitely hate you. Like, what do you guys really represent? What are you about? So they showed me a pamphlet that they have. And there was a swastika on there, and it was crossed out. Like, they said the white supremacists hate them because they're all about diversity. They're all about love.
That's what was controversial. That's why it got pulled down. Right. It's controversial to see people getting along. People from different races.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. And I noticed that when it comes down to black conservatives, it seems as if, the propaganda machine hate that the most. They hate that the most because it's actually bringing people together and defeats that narrative that
1,000%.
It defeats the narrative.
Yeah,
right.
that conservative Republicans are all racist, and that's the only thing they can feed on. That's what they can push. That's the reason why the mainstream media is going downhill. Yeah, and more independent stuff like what you guys are doing, which is amazing, is actually getting more and more popular. Because this is where people get their news from, because it's all open. Because the Black Rocks and the George Soros and these people, they actually control the narrative when it comes down to the mainstream media, the propaganda machine, and people just fall for it. So when you see a black conservative coming out and we're speaking against what they're saying, and we're all about love, and we're talking about really being inclusive, not just DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, that garbage, without virtue signaling. And this is real. I mean, I've been all over the country. my wife and I, we bought an RV and we traveled all over the country. And coming from Detroit, what I heard was if I ever go to these rural areas, these white people will hate me. They'll probably hang me from a tree. We went to the rural areas. We went to the inner city. I've stayed in affluent areas. I've never once met a white supremacist. Never once. If anything, when I'm down south in Mississippi, Alabama, these white people that are Trump supporters, that are all country and stuff, they couldn't get enough of us. They love us, man. The Southern hospitality is really real. But they tell people that you cannot be around these people. You cannot trust these people. These Republicans are all racist, and that's the way to keep us divided. We just don't get it.
Well, racism is absolutely 100% a learned behavior.
Yeah, exactly.
So my daughter, her best friend from kindergarten, she's black, and they met each other at school, hit it off. They've been best friends since. And it's like, well, my daughter's never been taught, hey, stay away from her, stay away from the. It was just like, hey, we're about the same size. You want to play? Yes, cool. See? And the little kids don't see color until the parents start to bring in the, hey, man, you really need to, and then the kids start, obviously they get influenced by the parents. So,
right.
Yeah.
Well, there's what's is there? Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah.
So the comments coming back from that are super interesting, right? Like, I'm looking at that ad going, just looks like a pretty normal ad to me.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
How it became controversial and racist, and the fact that white jeans are back and this is some kind of Nazi.
Well, I personally, just on the record, I want to say that I thought it was disgusting. Too much cleavage.
Yeah,
I thought it was disgusting. It's disgusting.
Too much cleavage. That's something that.
I mean, do you see it that way? Do you see like, oh, this white girl now, she's showing some cleavage. That's a racist. We're back to. What's the eugenics? We're back to this eugenics Nazi.
The funny thing about that is, from a marketing standpoint, the language they used was brilliant.
Oh man, I think it was clever.
It was on point.
Yeah.
Who knew the backlash? But I just saw the comparison this morning. Actually, Levi's did a same type of deal with Beyonce.
Yeah.
Yep.
Totally cool.
How inspiring.
Totally.
But the thing is, so actually, I saw the ad prior to all the backlash. I didn't know who Sydney Sweeney was. I mean, I heard the name before, and I was like, I don't know who this person is. I never knew what she looked like. And I saw the commercial. I was like, oh, that's kind of clever. That's kind of cool. Then I saw it all over social media the next day. Is Nazi propaganda. I'm like, here we go. So what happened was somebody put something out there, said this is Nazi propaganda, and then all the leftists jumped right on board and had to find something to be offended about. And it's always these middle class, upper middle class. White liberal, exactly. White liberal women that always have to find something to complain about and be offended about, which they're not really offended. They don't even know why they're upset about it. And the whole gene. So I guess it's about if you're white with blonde hair and blue eyes, you have good genes. That's what they picked up from it.
Yeah.
That's not what I picked up on.
You have to really dig hard for that.
Exactly. They're looking for something.
You have to be a real expert victim.
I feel like the tie was supposed to be because obviously she's super popular.
Yeah.
I don't want to take anything away from her acting ability, but probably mostly for the way she looks.
Yeah.
So good genes. She's got good genes. She's appropriate height, size, everything is, and she's a lot of younger men these days find her extremely attractive. So that's good genes. Yeah. A lot of young men find Beyonce attractive.
Oh yeah,
those are good genes too. Like, you know what I mean?
You can say that about Beyonce. Like, would it be a problem if they would have said the same thing? Beyonce would have did that commercial and said good genes. Beyonce have good genes. Everybody would be praising it. Or even if they said Lizzo has good genes. They will still praise it. They will still praise it.
Jeans? I think those are the spandex ones.
The bigger
no. She wears jean blankets. But it's like
denim blankets.
But they will praise it when it comes out of people like, because I saw a comparison. Like, the only reason why they picked Sydney Sweeney over Lizzo is because of racism. No, it's because when you look at Sydney Sweeney, you see somebody that's really attractive.
Yeah.
Like let's stop trying to change nature.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I mean, I'm not knocking Lizzo. I mean,
she's not
talented. Yeah, she's definitely talented. But there's nothing attractive about walking to an NBA game with your butt cheeks out.
Yeah.
Hey, why? I won't even think it's okay if Rihanna did something like that. That's still not okay.
Yeah.
Even I wouldn't mind seeing it, but that's a different story.
Lizzo's talented. I'm going to go on. I'm going to go on record
talented
right now as saying I actually like Fat Adele better. I thought she was better.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Yeah, she can show up her talent because she was dancing for a big girl. She was out there doing her thing. I'm like, wow, but that's That's pretty inspiring.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the bigger the lie, the more it's okay to say it. But if the truth is there, or if there's something just really mainstream or even traditional, I should say mainstream. That's not even the right word yet, but it's pushed away. Like you said, if Lizzo was there, it would be totally fine.
Right.
It would be she would be
Celebrated,
a beautiful big woman.
Right.
Like this is her genes are great. Like no, that's actually not true.
Or
If she wants to be healthy, she should probably lose
If it was
some weight.
Caitlyn Jenner, it'd be the same thing.
Oh,
this is
exactly.
amazing. This is
Exactly.
great singer.
Exactly. That's it's so crazy. Why they try to normalize the abnormal
Yeah.
and take
That's
the
a great way to
normal
put it.
and try to just brush it away
Yeah.
like it's some type of terrible word they come up with, bigotry or hatred or Nazi propaganda, whatever kind of garbage they come up with. And the problem is they said, let's boycott American Eagle. Nothing happened. Their stock still went through the roof. Their sales still went through the roof. Every time the left try to boycott something and try to cancel something, it always backfires. But when we do it, it works out. We took Bud Light from the #1 beer. They dropped a couple of points to #3. They were forced to fire their whole marketing team, and they were forced to apologize. Target has lost billions of dollars because when we boycotted Target, because Target's my wife's favorite store. She hasn't been a
It's
Target.
every wife's favorite store.
Yeah. I know. She loves it. She loves it. She buy my shirts from Target, and I like the shirts. And she hasn't been to Target in 2 years since they did the whole transgender kids somewhere stuff. But they lost billions of dollars, Target.
Yeah.
You look at every time we boycott something, we do it right. Every time they try to boycott, look at the No Kings protests. What happened? A couple of million people were out there, and they think that's a success. He's still the president. They don't even know what a king is. They just follow it.
The funny thing about that was there was a No Kings chapter protest in England.
What?
And I was like, you guys actually have.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Still, I don't. Maybe sit this one out, guys. Maybe you guys haven't been relevant since 1776. Maybe just sit this one out. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. We had that. That's what gave us the No Kings right there. Is 1776. But that's so crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's how dumb they are.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
tell me how you feel about this. From my point of view, I feel like if you like or say a certain thing, if you're a Republican or whatever, it's, oh, you're a bigot, you're a racist, you're any number of words they throw out there. But I feel like most of that comes from white, older women.
Mm-hmm. I think it does.
Yeah,
for
you know
sure.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah, for sure.
I don't see many black people jumping on that train. Oh, you like Trump, you're a bigot. I feel like they're more open-minded to go, well, why do you like Trump? Oh, here's my reasons.
Yeah.
Okay, well, here's my reason why I don't like him. And then we just go, okay.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the white, older women. They're like, oh, you're a bigot and you're a...
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I see like in these protests. And I see...
For the most part, the white liberal savior complex. They tell us how we should think, how we should operate, how we should vote. And I get more hate from those people overall, even more than, black people. But there are a lot of black people that just automatically just conditioned to say certain things. Their default is you're an Uncle Tom, you're a sellout, you're a coon, you're a race traitor. What are you gonna do? Join the KKK? They laugh at me. And now that's just a default response. I don't mind. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
When I was liberal, I called Ben Carson a stupid Uncle Tom. Dr. Ben Carson, I called him stupid because he was promoting Trump. A literal brain surgeon, I called him stupid.
Yeah.
That's how we operate. But you have to understand that I've never met a black liberal that was ever once a conservative, and I have never met a black conservative that was not once a liberal. Mm-hmm. We all were liberal before we switched over to conservative. Obviously, something happened. So I was at the bar, and I was talking to a friend of mine. He was black. He was a Trump supporter, and I was a liberal. I'm like, how can you vote for this racist idiot? And then he showed me proof. So you're absolutely right. It's more open. But it's funny, this like 2017. But like last week, I was at the bar with a friend of mine, and these two girls put up next to him because he knew them. And he goes, he voted for Trump, 2 white girls. And I'm like, yeah, I can have my own opinions. I can support who I like to support. That's a great thing about America. We have freedom of choice. He goes, that's disgusting. I'm like, well, you can just ask me. I'll tell you why. No. I know, hopefully we can still be friends. Never. How can you vote against your own interests?
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. There it is. There it is. I was waiting for that one. There it is.
It's my own interest, huh? Who are you to tell me what my interest
exactly.
is? How's Kamala Harris for my interest? And I'm going to call her Kamala. I don't care what. Her name is Kamala. It's not Kamala. She only switched up from Kamala to Kamala because Kamala sounds more Indian. which is who she was when she was running for Senate. The first Indian. All of a sudden, she's a black woman. It's all jiving, all this stuff. Get out of here, man.
Well,
I think Elizabeth Warren was the second black woman.
no, she's from the reservation.
Oh, that's my bad.
Yeah, big time. Couldn't find out. She was like 0.3%, just like everybody else.
Yeah, pretty much everybody. Yeah.
Well, didn't Obama change his name? I mean, his birth name, I think, is Barack Obama, but then he went by Barry
Santori, yeah.
And then he changed it back.
That was to get his U.S.
It just
citizenship.
feels like there's this identity, like...
Yeah.
Like, who are you?
Yeah.
Like, your name is the thing you're given from birth, and you use that throughout your life, and like it defines who you are in a way, and it people call you that. And like, how do you change your name a bunch of times?
Yeah.
And then right before you run for, like, it's a weird. I don't quite understand it, but is Obama a more traditionally black name versus Satori's a white name? I mean, is that how that?
Yeah, I think that's the reason why he did it, because you can't be a black man named Barry and then get the black people behind you. Oh no, we need Barack. Yeah. Like Chris Rock said, sound like a brother with a spear, and it's like that's the biggest fraud out there. And Barack, he was a plant. He was placed there for a reason.
Well, what did he do? One term in the Senate?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And before that, he was a community organizer.
Yeah, like where did you come from?
A junior senator with no.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody knew who he was until he started running for president.
Yeah.
I was like, who? Wait, hold on.
How's
Who
this
is
possible?
this guy? Yeah.
How's it possible? But then they put him there because we needed a black man, even though he's just as much white as he is black. It's so sickening.
Well, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, every single time they get somebody to run for political office, a Democrat, they always pick somebody that's not fully black to take the title as the first black.
Well,
like he didn't have
he was
a black,
raised by his mom, who was white.
Yes, he did not have a black experience. He was raised in Hawaii by his white mom.
Yes.
He was born in Kenya. I don't care what nobody says, but
yeah.
he was born in Kenya. Then he was raised in Hawaii by his white mom. He didn't have he grew up wealthy.
Yeah.
White experience. He's not from the hood, so why do you always try?
There's no hoods in Hawaii. Come on.
Same thing with Kamala, right? She's the first African American vice president.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she's both.
Yeah.
But it's. Yeah.
But when did she become African American though? When did she become African American? She went to school in Canada. She was raised in Canada. Then she went to Oakland after that. And all of a sudden she ended up at a HBCU. But she was raised Indian by her Indian mother. You can see pictures of her with the Indian heritage. When did she become black?
Also terrible, absolutely terrible DA for the black race as a whole.
Big
Locked
time.
up more black people and it's like, you guys just gonna forget about that just because like. What that kind of, I have a lot of friends that they'll vote on the left and I'll ask them about why.
Yeah,
you never told me this. You have friends on the left. What's going on here?
I try to keep that.
It just slipped out.
I try to keep that low, but my problem with it is like, give me facts, but like, you're being told who to vote for,
right?
And you're okay with that,
right?
And then you don't want to educate yourself. You're being told by the left that, hey man, this is what you need to vote for. Well, what of these interests ever come to fruition?
Right.
When those people get into office, like how is it better for you?
Yeah.
And they can't really.
They can't. That's when they get angry. I go into it all the time. I ask them the same question. I'm like, listen, it's all about identity, politics. So, in every urban city, from you look at Detroit, Chicago, Baltimore, St. Louis, Memphis, wherever. It's predominantly black, and we have been voting Democrat for the past 65 years. What has gotten better? Well, what do you expect? Will the Republicans going to do better? The Republicans going to do better? I said, no, it's a simple question. Don't try to deflate. What has gotten better in the black community since we voted Democrat since 1964 when the Civil Rights Act was passed, when the LBJ placed the Great Society Act in there that crippled the black community, because prior to that, we're actually outpacing white people in wealth accumulation. Right. We own a lot of business. We actually own a bus line. We own multiple bus lines. So they put Rosa Parks there, too, as a plan to push the Civil Rights Act in there. And to be honest, and a lot of people, a lot of scholars from Thomas Sowell to Walter E. Williams, they all agree. Larry Elder, they actually crippled the black community.
Yeah.
And it was placed there for a reason. I forgot what we were talking about before I went into that, but I had a point. I was going to tie it all together.
You're going to do the weave like Trump? Well, tell us about, I'm interested to know how you grew up. You grew up in Detroit.
Yeah.
And you talked a decent amount on your social media platforms about your parents and how they're still Democrats. But from time to time, they they changed their opinion. So I'm interested to hear how you grew up.
So I was born in Detroit. I spent my childhood in Detroit, east side, like the hood, you know. You walk outside, you smell the gunpowder, fresh. But my parents actually moved us out of Detroit to the suburbs because Detroit was getting too bad to the point where they had to go across 8 Mile. So you ever hear 8 Mile is Warren? That's where all the the white folks are, and they say don't go across 8 Mile, and that's the reason why people say Eminem not really from Detroit because 8 Mile is not really the hood. So they moved us out, and we were living amongst predominantly white, something I was not ever used to. But we're still always hardcore Democrat. You're black, you're Democrat. That's just how it works. Now, I ended up graduating, going to college, still a hardcore Democrat, listen to college professors. I got into education, still a hardcore Democrat. And I'm like, okay, this state, like Michigan is nothing now. Like the whole city of Detroit went bankrupt because I ended up working in Detroit and I always had an entrepreneurial mindset because my dad was actually an entrepreneur. So I'm like, where can I go to start a business? So I end up in Arizona because it was either Atlanta or Phoenix. Those growing cities for people who want to be in business. No way in hell I'm going to Atlanta. So I ended up in Phoenix and I got started in finance. And I was dead broke, homeless for a second. And then I got into finance, and I remember living in a library because I had nowhere else to go. So I wanted to learn more about finance. I stumbled upon Thomas Sowell, who's like probably the greatest economist of the 20th century, probably of the past 100 years. And I'm like, this guy's brilliant. Then somehow started listening to a little bit of Larry Elder. I'm like, wow, man, I thought this guy was a coon, but he's actually making some sense. Then I stumbled upon a Brandon Tatum video, Officer Brandon Tatum, who's actually he's a friend of mine now. And coincidentally, I actually got interviewed by Larry Elder last year at AmFest, which was the best moment of my political career, my whole social media influencer career. Like that was the pinnacle. But and I was listening to Brandon Tatum, and I did not like him because I used to see little clips of him from like Occupy Democrat or Liberal, whatever the social media pages I used to follow. Then I started listening. I'm like, wow, he's making some sense. Then he got into Candace Owens. So my brother and I, he was already on it. And we started talking to our parents about this. My dad, he would not be open to it. He's like, no, Trump colluded with Russia. I'm like, oh, man.
How does he feel about that now?
Yeah, exactly. Now it's like,
well, he should be pissed, honestly, because you only know what the media tells you.
Right.
I mean, they should be pissed at the media, at the Democrats, at Clinton, at Obama. I mean, then it's not their fault, really.
No, it's still Trump's fault.
Yeah, right.
But what the media is saying is that that's all a lie. They're pushing this guy like the Trump administration. They're trying to cover up, negate the Jeffrey Epstein stuff, and they bringing up Obama. Like, stop it, okay? We've been talking about the Obama stuff when they were the ones who really included Russia, steal dossier, all that stuff. But it took my dad a long time to come around. My mom, she was always open to it because she actually called me up before. She goes, hey, I was listening to Donald Trump talk, and I don't want you to think of me because she ain't know I was a conservative already. So I don't want you to think of me type of way, but I've actually been listening to him. It makes some sense. I said, Mom, I'm already there. I'm already there. I'm ahead of you. This is what I do. So I started sending her a bunch of videos, and then she became more and more open to the point in 2020, she was going to vote for Trump, and my dad was going to vote for Biden, which is usually the other way around. The man usually vote, because logical. And then my dad, he started to become more and more open to the point where today, he's crazy. He's crazy in a good way.
Yeah.
All he does is debate people. Like, first of all, Obama ain't nothing but a crooked, thieving, evil person who's in the closet. And the only reason why he was elected is to push a LGBT. He did everything for LGBT. He didn't do nothing for black people. Why y'all still support this fool? And Kamala, don't get me started on that crook. She hid evidence that could have set people free, black men free, so she can have her numbers up. And now, when they got inaugurated, they both put on their Trump hats and took pictures.
I feel like every president, at least since Clinton, has been sucked in by you call it the deep state or whatever. They've been a tool for the deep state.
Yeah.
The reason why I think Trump, like you could hate his tweets and his policies or whatever, but Trump just feels like he's not.
Yeah, exactly.
I think people understand that the system's broken,
right,
and Trump is the antidote. And he's like a bull in the china shop. He's not gonna be, he's not doing anything with kid gloves.
Yeah,
he's a bull in the china shop, and that's just what you're gonna get. But if you want this system broken and reformed, that's what you have to deal with. There's been a number of things that he's done in his presidency that bother me. Overall, I still like him, but I don't like how he goes after some Republicans who, like Thomas Massey, that really pissed me off.
I was really upset about it. And I was vocal about that too. Then people
Yeah.
started commenting on my post. Oh, look at you. I tried to warn you about Trump. I'm like, I don't regret voting for him.
Yeah,
I can announce my disagreement with him, but damn,
Yeah,
calm down.
That's how normal people do it.
Yes. Yeah,
That's how normal people behave. We have some disagreements. No candidate's perfect, and I can admit that.
You never said anything bad about the terrible things that Joe Biden was doing with the Hunter Biden laptop and all the terrible stuff that Kamala Harris was doing with the borders thing, on letting all these illegal immigrants over here. I can talk about my disagreements with Donald Trump. Sure. It's okay.
It's
but
a good
Tom
thing.
Macy is legit. Exactly.
That's the sign you're a critical thinker. We've got somebody got us this book, so every now and again we like to just spat random.
Hey, pull your mic down a little bit.
Okay.
Pull that down so you can see. See your beautiful face.
Like, whose idea was this to just come up with Trump's craziest tweets and
probably Trump.
Make a book?
He's
Probably. Like that guy just like no matter what, he's a brilliant businessman.
Yes.
This is a great one right here. I don't know if you all can see this. He's got the button.
It says nuke.
Donald J. Trump. This was 4:49 p.m. January 2nd, 2018. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un just stated that the nuclear button is on his desk at all times. Will someone from his depleted and food-starved regime please inform him that I too have a nuclear button, but it is a much bigger and more powerful one than his, and my button works. Boom.
Oh man, I like
my man.
I love it.
What's interesting about him is like he throws out a tweet like that. Imagine you're Kim Jong Un right now, going, "Man, that guy sounds a little crazy." I'm not sure. He might be crazier than me.
Exactly.
Which
when you got Kim Jong thinking like, "Oh wow," that's
which
scary.
I argue to people. They're like, "Oh, you don't want a crazy guy like that holding the nukes." I'm like, I would argue that from 2016 to 2020, nothing happened because everybody was scared.
Right. He was serious. He even the president of Iran.
Yeah.
When he said, "Look here, this is a picture of your house." Okay.
I know. Yeah.
You keep effing around, you're gonna find out.
Yeah.
And nothing happened.
And quite honestly, his Diet Coke button is right next to the nuke button. What if he accidentally, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Oops. No, but you're absolutely right. And how can you not respect this man? Another thing that got me really respecting him, not only me getting into finance, and I started reading some of his books, The Art of the Deal and Why You Want You to Be Rich, the one he wrote with Robert Kiyosaki. But I saw a video of him stepping over from South Korea right over to the North Korean border with no security, nothing.
Yeah.
That takes a lot of balls.
That's never happened.
Yes. You have got to take your head off and respect that. Mm-hmm. That moment, and I know people who are liberals, and when Trump got shot, and then he put his fist in the air and said, "Fight," they automatically turn to Trump supporters. Like, how can you not respect
Elon Musk,
this man?
the most famous of them all. That's when he got behind Trump.
Yeah.
How can you not? How can you not look at that moment and say, this man right here is giving up everything, fighting for the American people? The guy's a billionaire. He can go live on an island if he wants to. But he's facing bankruptcy. He was facing 400 years in jail for some phony, fake, stupid crimes. He already faced 2 impeachments that didn't go anywhere. Multiple assassination attempts. They were threatening his family. And he still stood there. How can you not take your hat off to that? Mm-hmm. These people are crazy. And every single organization that we know to be corrupt for our entire lives, from the pharmaceutical industry, career politicians, the mainstream media, we never trust any of these organizations. All these organizations are against this one man. So that tells you, like what you said earlier, he's disrupting the system. And they bring everybody to put up against him. This is the person's side I'm on. The people who I've known to be corrupt my whole life are against this person. It's is enemy my enemy?
Well, isn't it a
My enemy
coincidence?
or my friend?
Right.
Why Bush and Cheney, the Bushes and Cheneys,
Yes.
voted against Trump?
Yes, exactly. Dick Cheney of all. Now,
I know. That's what
I
Dick
have.
Cheney's all.
It's crazy. I had a family member of mine that say, "Oh, look, even Dick Cheney is standing against Trump." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah." Oh, now you're on Dick Cheney's side.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah,
on this guy's
exactly.
side?
Yeah,
Like,
now all of a sudden, now
Checkmate,
it's
bro.
What are y'all talking about, man? Oh man.
I think we've talked about this before. When I was younger. I think Bush Jr. I remember Bush Sr. getting elected, and I remember Clinton getting elected, and I was like, "Oh, that's it. This is the end of the country."
Yeah.
And then when Bush Jr. got elected, I was big time fan.
Mm-hmm.
And now I sit here and I go, "Well, I guess I was young and not dumb enough to vote Democrat, but young and dumb and thought that this guy was like."
Yeah.
One thing that I do still to this day, you got to love that he's out on the golf course and he's telling me, "Oh, we're going to kill these terrorists. Now watch this drive." Hits it right down the middle of the fairway. I'm like, all right, that's still pretty gangster. But not, I mean, all the stuff. You start finding out, I didn't know at the time, that I knew his dad was the head of the CIA, but then it's like, oh, weird, JFK, MLK, like all of this stuff is happening under his watch.
Yeah.
And it's like, we know.
Yeah.
CIA hasn't said it.
Yeah.
They're blacking out all this. We know.
Yeah, of course.
We know who was involved in this stuff. Like, come on.
We've known for forever.
Yeah.
Even before now everybody's starting to wake up. Oh, I think we've been saying this for
Yeah.
so long.
Yeah. You get a friend that goes,
yeah.
"Oh, did you know this?" Yeah, dude, where have you been? We've known that for
Yeah. Did you see what the owner of the Twin Towers did the day before 9/11?
He was late for the first time ever.
It's like for the first time ever. Did you see they increased their insurance policy for Ricks? Oh, wow.
Did you
man.
know that the Twin Towers had more construction upgrades than it would be worth to tear it down and build it again?
Exactly. I'm like, yeah, we've been talking about this for about 10 years now.
Yeah.
Maybe 20.
Where have
Like,
you
what's
been?
wrong?
Yeah.
Come on, are you serious?
Yeah, convenient.
This week?
Somebody tore them down for him.
You actually think that's what really happened? Two planes just ran into. I mean, okay, damn, another plane ran into the Pentagon, but there's no plane parts of it. Like, come on, man.
The craziest one was Building
the
7.
other building. Yeah, building 7.
Building
yeah.
7
It's right
just
there.
fell over. I'm just going to fall over.
But prior to that, they were on the news, and the building said it was right behind the guy. He goes, he was like, so apparently building 7 actually just came down too. The bill's still
there.
standing up. I'm like, wow, you guys got to catch up, man.
Yeah.
You're not on script.
Update that green screen. Yeah.
It was our guard. The sad thing is, it's actually controversial to say now, even though I think probably about 40% of Americans agree with what we're saying, and more are coming out with it. I mean, there are so many things that was conspiracy. Like Jeffrey Epstein was conspiracy theory. I've been talking about Jeffrey Epstein for 10 years. It was a conspiracy theory until Donald Trump didn't release the files. Now
Now the Democrats.
yeah.
Look what we found,
Jeffrey
guys.
Epstein. Jeffrey
you guys
Epstein.
know about Jeffrey Epstein?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've
Where's-
been talking about this for a decade.
Where's the list? Oh, now you care about the list. Okay, yeah.
It's a little mysterious that if he was truly, and I haven't seen it, I don't think it's, now they're saying it doesn't even exist, but if he's on it, beyond a shadow of a doubt, the Democrats, they would have eaten their own just to keep Trump out of office.
They would have.
Because they've proven that they're willing to do that.
Yeah. They tried everything else. They literally said that his Mar-a-Lago club is worth $19 million. Have y'all ever been to Mar-a-Lago?
$19 million.
That thing is worth at least $800 million, man. Come on. But they would have taken to that saying, multiple assassination attempts. They had him shot on stage in front of everybody, considering the fact that that was the only live rally that CNN aired throughout the whole campaign. Like, what a coincidence, connect the dots. Why wouldn't they release that? That wouldn't have been a thing to take him down. Because I don't think not one person that was planning on voting for Trump would have seen his name on this list and saw that he was involved. Because your name could just be on a list. That doesn't mean you're involved in illegal activity.
Yes.
But if it's been proven that he's been involved in illegal activity like that, and it's been 100% proven, I wouldn't have voted for him. People that I know wouldn't have
we
voted
should
for him.
know regardless. Even if we like him and his policies, we should know. You know? I know that there's that one comment that he made about you guys still talking about Epstein, and I'm like, bro, come on, we voted for you.
Yeah,
for
I was
this.
so
Come
upset
on
about
now.
that. I'm like, man, he just stabbed us in the back with that one.
He stabbed himself too. He's good at wiggling his way out of these things over time, but he hurt himself, I think, with that one. Like, I think his supporters go, wait a second, bro.
Right, all of
this
us
should be one of your top priorities. Like,
Yes.
pretty sure you talked about this on the campaign.
Yeah, he did.
So, Made himself look guilty.
He really did. And the thing is, like, I don't think I know he's not guilty of anything because prosecutor already came out in 2009 and said Donald Trump was the only person who cooperated with him and bringing Epstein down. He called him on the phone and said, "Listen, I'll give you all the time that you need." And he was the person that exposed him. He was the only person in U.S. politics that even brought up Jeffrey Epstein. He said Prince Andrew, Bill Clinton, all these guys they have a lot of trouble ahead of them. And not only that, exactly what you just said. If he was on this list, they would have put out there, okay, listen, Bill Clinton's on the list too, but I don't care. He's going to sacrifice. Yeah. We need to get Donald Trump out of here.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
they hate him that much that if he was on that list, they would have already been released.
They would eat anybody it took.
Yeah.
I mean, Obama, Kamala, anybody. They would have sacrificed any of them to just not get him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's way bigger than those couple ex-presidents. There's all kinds of people involved, all kinds of blackmail.
Yeah, and he's disrupting the system in such an amazing way. Like this first 6 months is probably the greatest 6 months of any president in my lifetime. Yeah. Probably way before that too. Just look at all the stuff that he's done. Everybody talking about government efficiency from George Bush first. Bill Clinton. Obama talked about it. Like everybody talked about government efficiency. Donald Trump was the only person to do it, and then he opened the curtains on it.
But Elon Musk is a fascist, racist, misogynist.
Yeah.
All he wants to do is get at our data.
Yeah, exactly. He got our Social Security number.
He's already got it. Just so you know, that little computer that's in your pocket all the time. He's got it.
Exactly. I mean, I drove a Tesla to get up here. My Tesla's connected to my phone. I mean, he has everything.
He's got it.
Yeah.
But wasn't it inevitable, don't you think, that Trump and Elon couldn't get along forever?
Yeah.
Don't you think that?
Yeah, of course.
They're way too big of egos.
And I think I knew it was something up with they were battling each other on Twitter. I'm like, on Twitter. I'm like, how's this possible? These two wealthy people, they're acting like high schoolers.
I know.
Like mean girls. Something has to be going on with this. This is so weird. But Elon. And I knew it was only a matter of time. Even PPD called this out. He said the media is going to put them to make them enemies, and they're going to keep pushing. They're going to separate them, and eventually it started to happen. I don't know what's going on with their relationship right now, but what Elon Musk has done has been truly amazing.
Yeah. And I think America voted for Elon. Trump is the man.
Yeah,
but Elon was a huge
big time
benefit and a positive influence on his election.
Yeah, and then the Democrats started hating him immediately.
Exactly. Yeah. They loved him for all this time, and all of a sudden he's a Nazi fascist. Wait a second. Hold on. Wait. Yeah. You about to give up your Tesla because what are you talking about?
I was hoping they would have turned on the EPA too, but unfortunately we're still waiting on that.
Yeah, that'd be good. And I put out a post that said, dang it, what was it? I want Elon to actually fund Planned Parenthood, so we can see all these leftists come out and become pro-life now.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah,
they're so dumb.
I'll be honest. Yeah. I'm still waiting. We were promised a second Great Depression.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for that.
Yeah,
within months.
Well, if you look at the news this morning, because I guess it's when the tariffs taking effect, there's nothing positive. Everything is about the economy is going to crash because the tariffs take place. They've been wrong so many times. Yeah. Do you remember at the beginning of his presidency, it was like the tariffs are going to be the worst thing in the world.
Yeah. In month one.
Yeah, in month one. I mean, it was like this is doom and gloom.
Yeah.
Bill Maher comes out just a couple of days ago and says, "Well, I guess we were wrong."
Yes, he did. He did on Club Random podcast. That's what he's forced to say it because you were wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, we got $22 billion in tariffs last month.
Oh, 75 so far this year. That's the number I heard. 75 billion so far this year. So 20.
Last month it was like, it's working.
The spin on that. I just saw it from a mutual acquaintance of ours on Facebook that said the number they threw out was 150 billion has been brought in by these tariffs. And so the spin on it now is you ask Grok or whatever that AI thing on X is, who, like, break this down in 3 words. Who's actually paying for this? The American people. So good job. You stole 150 million from America, 150 billion from American people. It's like,
wow. Come on, they would just get 500 million investment from the EU.
Dude, so no matter, like, when Trump was in office the first time and the economy was amazing,
Right.
Everybody's like, well, the president doesn't influence the economy that much, so that's got to be, left over from Obama's.
Right.
And then when the economy turned to shit under Biden, it was like, these are all Trump's policies.
Exactly.
And it's like, wait a second, hold on. I thought, and now so that first month, right, the stock market did take a little bit of a dump.
Yeah, exactly.
And everybody's like, see, egg prices didn't come down. The stock market's in the tank. I'm like, it's been 1 month.
Yeah.
And now egg prices are down by 60%.
Yeah.
A lot of food is still higher priced, but the stock market came back and actually the NASDAQ hit a record.
high.
And it's like, come on, man. Like,
and the thing is, the reason why the stock market even took a little small dip is because Wall Street, they stopped. Well, people say they want to punish Trump, and then he's putting all these massive tariffs on other countries. And obviously the tariffs, 150%. We knew that was going to happen. It's a negotiation tactic.
Yes.
The guy's a brilliant businessman. These people drive me crazy when they say he's a terrible businessman because he filed for bankruptcy 5 times.
that's a smart business move.
That's a smart businessman. You did not give up. You know how many failures that Abraham Lincoln went through before he became elected as president? Failure after failure after failure. Yeah. Everybody filed. Steve Jobs filed for bankruptcy. All these casino owners, casino filed MGM Grand bankrupt. All these other countries. But it's a negotiating type to bring people to the table, which is exactly what happened. I'm sure his main goal was 30% tariffs on China. He said, I'm 150%. Oh, bring back. Oh, now we actually got you where I want you. Put tariffs on Canada. Why? Because China, people say, Canada's our friend. Why are you messing with China? Because China can actually build manufacturers in Canada, then ship them over here to the U.S. So, yes, tariff Canada as well, tariff Mexico as well. If y'all are too brain dead to get it, then that's your fault.
What do you think his logic behind wanting to bring Canada in as a 51st state was? Because I think that's one move that he lost.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Yeah.
But what do you think his logic behind that was?
What's funny is that I know some people from Alberta, which is considered like the Texas of Canada, that say they think that's a fantastic idea. When you think about it, might as well, but it's a completely different culture.
Yeah,
and we talk about they say this country was built on diversity. No, it wasn't. Everybody held the same values. The people that built this country held the same values. That's the reason why you can't have all these immigrants coming over here just feeding off the system, because we have a certain culture, our American culture. Canada's a completely different culture. Look at the guy who's about to become the next prime minister. They had Justin Trudeau for the past 3,000 years, who destroyed everything. We got Pierre Poilievre, who's amazing, but it looks like he won't get it. Now we have this new guy who's worse than Justin Trudeau. So he's worse than Joe Biden.
Well, that's what I think. If they became the 51st state, we're just inviting another liberal state.
That's another thing.
That's going to hurt us.
Even though Canada has a very, very low population, second biggest country in the world, but the population is extremely low.
Yeah.
I don't know how many electorals, it's going to add on to it, to the state.
But enough. I think they have 35, 40 million people there.
So it's going to be like California, right?
Yeah, I think it's close.
That's a lot.
I don't know how many California has, but I know doesn't Ohio, Pennsylvania, they have like 20 to 30 million each or something like that. So it would be a big state. They'd have a lot of electoral votes.
Man, yeah, that's kind of.
It's a big place, but per capita, it's tiny.
Yeah.
But it would still
like
would be
Alaska
a big.
is still real spread out.
Unless they split the states into, like they have the territories. Unless we I think they have six territories or something. Maybe we could split them into different states.
They have province territories. So I don't know.
Yeah. I know that's Canadians. That'd be kind of weird. I hope nothing like that, because Canadians are crazy. They really are crazy.
Yeah.
Outside of Alberta, when I go to Ontario, my grandmother's Canadian. She lives in Hamilton, Ontario, about an hour from Toronto. I go to Toronto. These people it's like New York City times 3 on a crazy spectrum. It's like, wow, these people are super left. It's all surrounded by pride. That's all it is. And I say, this is...
Well, Detroit's right there, right?
Yeah.
Right across the
across
border.
Yep, right there. So you got a Windsor, then you got a couple of more cities, about 2.5 hour drive to Hamilton, about 3 hours from Detroit to Toronto. And it's scary there. It's scary. And it's a highly populated city, I think, in Canada. So we have all these people.
You think the black community is moving to the right, or how do you think that migration is going? Is it a steady stream? Is it here and there? Do you think that there's a chance that the black population becomes conservative overall? I mean, how do you think
Yes.
that looks in the future?
Yes, I do. Because when you look at, and I think Donald Trump is waking up so many people. Like, George Bush, nobody was trying to hear it. Not even Ron DeSantis. But more and more black people are actually waking up. And you look at 2016, a certain amount of people voted for the Republican side. Then you look at 2020, that number increased by like 30%. Then you look at 2024, the number increased by another 30%. It's only getting larger and larger. Now, unfortunately, the black women are still, stuck in their way. They look at focus more on identity. Every time I ask a black woman, why did you vote for Kamala? Because 92% of black women voted for Kamala Harris. I asked, why did you vote for Kamala Harris? Because I want to see a black woman in the White House. It's inspiring. I'm like, well, there's multiple wars going on that we're involved with. I mean, who cares about what this woman looks like?
Exactly.
First of all, she's not even black, okay? She's Indian Irish. I'm tired of this nonsense. And even if she was black, who cares? That doesn't matter. We need somebody that's going to be willing to negotiate. But the black men actually increasing more and more. I'm one of them. Everybody that I follow is one of them. Officer Tatum, Topher, all of us that's on, there's more black social media influencers out here that are more vocal about their conservative views. And we were all on the left at one point. So I think that when we see certain things, we're not falling for the pandering anymore. Hillary Clinton. I keep hot sauce in my purse everywhere I go.
She's so
like,
embarrassing.
What are you talking about?
So
First off, what kind of hot sauce do you have in your purse?
Jesus.
What kind of Louisiana? Frank's? Chill out, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If it's Frank's, it doesn't count.
Exactly. I agree. And then when Biden came on the Breakfast Club and he said that if you don't know who to vote for, me or Trump, then you ain't black. There's a lot of black people that turn their backs on him with that. They did not vote for him. Like, who are you to tell me who I am? Racist white dude.
That's what I'm telling my friends. Is like, so basically, what he said in that statement was, you're not smart enough to figure out who to vote for, so you need to vote for me.
That's insulting.
So exactly. So you're going to stay on the side of a guy that doesn't think you're smart enough to choose who to vote for.
Thank you. No excuse for that.
Insult you right to your face, and you're going, yes, master. Okay.
Exactly.
Like,
that's slavery. That's right there. That's mental slavery. He literally told Charlemagne, like, you are a slave to me, and you're going to do what I tell you to do. If you don't, then your black card is going to be revoked.
Yeah.
Which I have my black card revoked, but whatever the hell that's supposed to mean.
Yeah.
But and then we have somebody like Kamala Harris that just came on the scene, got Megan Thee Stallion twerking in front of people to get the black vote. Talking like, Kendrick Lamar, they not like us. They not like girl. I'm out here in these streets. Like, you don't even sound black.
Yeah. But it's funny when she tried to, though. I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
What?
You heard a Jamaican accent?
Yeah. I'm like,
have you no empathy, man? What? Wait a second. Wait, first of all, you never even been to Jamaica, okay?
Yeah. She couldn't even point it out on a map.
Yeah, no, not at all. I used to celebrate Kwanzaa growing up. Kuji Chocolate is my favorite Kwanzaa principle. When did they celebrate Kwanzaa in Canada? And when did they celebrate Kwanzaa in Jamaica? And Kwanzaa became a holiday in 1966. She was born in 1964. So you used to sit there and hear Kwanzaa stories from the grandparents, decades of stories. Like, this is your level of pandering. You watch collard greens in a bathtub. Here, black people, look, see, look here. Bathtub collard greens. Yes, I'm one of y'all. Yes, sir. It's like, man. And the black men I talk to, they're like, we just had enough of this nonsense. We had enough. Yo, Trump is a G. It isn't them talking. Yo, Trump is a G, man. On a real deal, he got multiple baby mamas. The guy done been shot. He got a mug shot. Yo, this is my guy right here, man. I don't care what nobody say, man. That's what's up. And he always late for the rallies, man. Yo, I'm on his team. Every rapper was supporting this guy, from Snoop Dogg to Nelly. Like, you name the people. They all
They all had songs talking about be like Donald Trump,
right?
Until it was not the cool thing in the
presidency.
Until
2015, all of a sudden he racist. Then this cat, like, he funded Jesse Jackson's presidential campaign. Then he helped fund the Rainbow Push Coalition in 1991. Then he received awards the same time that Rosa Parks and Muhammad Ali same award. He has pictures with all these people. Al Sharpton, he used to roll with the black folks all the time. When did he become racist? Where did all this stuff come from? He was on Oprah right after the whole Central Park 5 thing. Nobody ever brought that up until he ran for president. Like, think about this stuff. And now they're starting to become more and more open, because that's what opened me up when somebody showed me the video of him saying there are fine people on both sides, I'm not talking about the KKK or the white supremacists, but then when you watch it on the news, they say he called white nationalists fine people because they cut it off right before he said, I'm not talking about the white supremacists. And once I saw that, I'm like, they're up to something. And I didn't even like Trump back then. They're up to something. So when I showed black people that video, black men in particular, they're like, that's a good point, man. Can you send me some more stuff? Can you send me some more stuff? Absolutely. I'll send you a lot. I'll give you some homework assignments. But we have got to stop voting for a particular party that's responsible for every bit of oppression that we have experienced since 1964. Every bit of oppression. The welfare state, the crime bills that cause mass incarceration of black people, the way they the way they own us. Every black community that's predominantly Democrat and predominantly black has the highest literacy rate, highest crime rate. Our education system is flawed. Every time they try to have us lean on something, single motherhood. In 1960, 4 out of every 5 black kids had both parents. And everybody know you break down a nuclear family, that's the destruction of a thriving society. Today, only 1 out of 5 black kids come from a dual parent household.
Is that the number one issue facing
That
that
is,
community?
that's no one issue in the black community is single parenthood. Because when a kid grows up without a parent, that kid 20 times more likely to end up in jail, 9 times more likely to drop out of school, 10 times more likely to commit a crime. These all numbers come from FBI crime statistics and also CDC. I mean, not CDC, but CDC and also Census Bureau. And Thomas Sowell talks about this all the time. So does Larry Elder. And that causes some mass destruction in the black community to the point where they knew about it. So when they created the welfare state, they said, here, if you are a single mother, you're going to get this amount because you're going to be relying on us. Kick the father out the home. Now we're your daddy. We the daddy. We control everything. We're going to get into the movie industry. And when black people start making movies, we're going to have them push a certain narrative, which is kill whitey, drug dealer. You look at the black exploitation era, 1970s movies like Dolomite, The Mac. It's all about drug culture and pimping women, pimping hoes, and crime being embraced. And then you get into the 80s with the crack. You know, put crack into the black community and say, here, you know, the father's going to be out there selling crack. They have no choice to do it. And the mothers, they're going to be sitting at home living in their house that we actually taking care of because it's Section 8 housing. And then it comes the 90s with the 94 crime bill. Well, actually, before that was the 86 crime bill, which means 100 to 1, which means you actually get more time for crack than somebody does with cocaine. And we all know that crack is what black people use. Then 94 crime bill, Bill Clinton and Joe Biden brought to the table, here, if you have 1 ounce of crack, you're going to get a 5 years in prison automatically. And that caused mass incarceration amongst black people. And then we have hip-hop culture. Gangster rap came out. Gangster rap glorified, because prior to that, it was all like uplifting hip-hop.
Yeah.
Gangster rap started glorifying crime, going to prison, pimping hoes. Then we started calling each other, calling the guys like niggas. Like that became a, term of endearment. So I thought that was a bad thing. And then we calling the women the bitches. So we have bitches and niggas. And Kanye West talks about this too, because he used to talk like that in his music. But now he hasn't awakened. I still support Kanye. But when you look at the numbers, in the 90s, the prison rate increased by a couple of 100% amongst black people once the gangster rap came out. Just like in the past 10 years, we went from talking about selling drugs in the 90s to talk about doing drugs in the past 10 years in our hip-hop music. And our overdose rate has increased by 300% in the black community. Where did that come from? You can't tell me that hip-hop does not have a destruction path when it comes down to
But where did hip-hop come from? Where did that take? Because you're right. You look back, I would say to the 70s and the 60s, and the black artists they were singing.
Right.
Aretha Franklin. They were good artists.
Motown, Detroit.
Even Run DMC.
Yes.
They weren't vulgar. Now you get into that era where it's in the 80s and you got NWA and you got Eazy-E. They started getting a little crazy, and then you get mainstream rappers like Snoop Dogg and Puff Daddy and Biggie. And it starts to change. Yeah. But where did that change come from?
Well, the same people that own a record, this comes directly from Ice Cube, who's more credible to talk about this. The same people that own the prison system own the hip hop labels. So they know they can provide that correlation right there, that's connection. And they are they're told that this is what they're going to rap about. It's not uplifting anymore. You don't have the Run DMC. You don't have the KRS-One. I mean, you have some of them that are uplifting. You know, people like Common, but they don't promote these people as much. They promote the people that's going to be talking about killing another brother.
Is it for money, or was there another agenda behind that? Or was money the only thing they were driving at?
I think money is probably the main thing, but also they have to keep the culture on a certain level, which is down a certain income level. Like, you know, they say that the black net worth is 17% compared to the white net worth of 100. So we have to blame something else. We can't blame what's going on within ourselves because we lack accountability. So they have to keep us enslaved to the point where it's uplifting, and also it feels good. It feels good for a young black girl who's like 15, 16 years old to hear this R&B music talking about, I don't need no man, you know, men ain't nothing, men are trash. I'm a strong, independent black woman. It's all about being a single mother. That's a feel-good standpoint because most of them were raised by a single mother to begin with.
Yeah. And it's, people want to be part of the crowd, and that's where the crowd's going.
Right.
And when you're ostracized, it's not comfortable.
Yeah. So it's really singing, but they are really, I mean, I have to take my hat off and say, like, they did a hell of a job, even though I'm 100% against it, but they know how to work the system. They know how to keep black people mentally enslaved.
Yeah.
Because you cannot enslave an educated mind. Back during slavery, you were killed if you were caught reading. Today, we won't even read if we kill ourselves. I mean, it's so crazy. We don't educate ourselves, and the average high schooler in the inner city is reading at a third grade level. How are you still passing? That's another thing that doesn't make any sense. We don't value education. And as people that do value education get talked down upon. You know, or white acting white, man. You are what's that word you use? Articulate. Yeah, listen to this guy. Like, bro, like, how's that talking white? How's that speaking proper English talking white? Mm-hmm. And the thing is, I talk ghetto when I'm talking to my brothers and stuff. But when I'm doing stuff, I mean, I know people say it's called code switching, but I don't think it's code switching.
There's cultural differences. You speak different to different people.
Yeah.
You want to connect with people.
Yeah.
You know, like, and that's how.
Not like Kamala Harris, though.
I
love you, Bob.
Well, she's speaking to really nobody. She's speaking to such a big audience that she's speaking to nobody. Mm-hmm. But when you're talking to your brothers, you have a certain language you use.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fine. When I speak to my friends, certain friends or whatever, you have a different language you use, and it's fine because there's a connection. But when you're a politician and you're trying to change your accent on every place you go,
right?
That's not connection. That's pandering.
That's not. That's like me going to Talladega, Alabama, and I start talking to a group of white people. Oh, hey there, boy. I sound like redneck. I mean, that wouldn't make no sense. Yeah. But I can be more articulate when I'm doing, when I'm doing other things. And when I'm talking to my brother, like, yo, what's good? You know what I'm saying?
Do you think so? There seems to be a lot of black men moving conservative because of Trump, mostly, I would say, but obviously under your own authority. Do you think the black women will follow your lead?
That's what's so crazy because my wife is black and she's also conservative, obviously. I can't be with a liberal woman. You're crazy. You for everything that I'm against. What's going to happen when we have kids? Yeah. Your kid, I want to be a trans. No, we ain't going to put up with that garbage. But I was a conservative before she was. But the thing is, she values my opinion. She knows I'm not an idiot, and she's going to be open. But I think in the black community, a lot of times black women are so prideful where they say, ain't no dude about to tell me what to do. I ain't about to listen to no man. I know what I'm doing. It's actually a rare commodity because 8%, like I said, voted for Donald Trump. That 92% voted for Kamala Harris. I can't even tell you why. And if a black woman forces her guy to vote for and who she's voting for, then that's not a real man. He's not leading.
Right.
And that's where the tradition comes from because the male is supposed to be the leader. That's just how it's always been. You have to trust your man because men, we're hunters, we're providers.
It's how we were made by God.
Yeah, exactly. That's in our DNA. You can't change the structure of nature It's within nature.
Yes.
As much as they try to change it, try to reverse the roles, try to emasculate the men, try to emasculate the women, it just will not happen. It can't happen. It's impossible. It's in our DNA. We have the XY chromosome, XX chromosome. Women base decisions off emotion, men base decisions off logic.
Yep.
That's the reason why my wife walked up to me and she's complaining about something. She don't want me to try to talk about fixing a problem.
Yeah.
Nope.
But that's something that we just don't do. So we have to understand that there's a difference. But unfortunately, a lot of black women just don't want to hear it. They have so much hatred in them. So I don't even know if there's any. I'm hoping that one day something's going to happen, but it's going to be kind of tough. That's the reason why a lot of them are upset, because a lot of black men are dating outside the race. What do you expect? Well, you have only 8% to choose from, and out of 8%, half of those women are already married, because conservatives are more family oriented and they want to get married.
Yeah.
So it's like, what do you do?
What do you think about reparations?
Do you know how much money the black community has received since 1935?
Well, through affirmative action or just
everything? Like,
I don't.
There's been $26 trillion dumped into the black community since 1935 with FDR, with the whole welfare state, government assistance, and everything. 26 trillion, and nothing. Everything has gotten worse. Handouts. You don't value anything. You don't respect anything. That's the reason why if I let somebody borrow my car that didn't pay for the car, get the car back and it'd be dirty and stuff, because they don't value it. They didn't work. They didn't earn it.
Yeah.
But prior to that, we were working for everything. We earned it. You valued it. That's why the cities don't look like trash. The inner city projects look like trash, because you're living there for free.
Yours.
Yeah, and reparation. I mean, what's the point? California, I guess they want to be the first state to do it.
Do they have the money for it?
They don't have the money for anything. I'm sure
they can find it. I mean, they have money for illegal immigrants. But my thing is, how are they going to measure?
Could you imagine if they took the money from the illegal?
Then the black community would never go Democrat again.
Ooh.
Yeah, which already there's nothing that happened. All the illegal immigrants in Chicago and New York started getting all these incentives. Meanwhile, the black people are like, yo, what about us?
Well, that was a wake-up call, I think.
Yeah, it is. A lot of them. You see all these videos, especially in Chicago. How do you measure who's going to receive reparation? You're going to go back to just for people whose great-grandparents were slaves? Or is it for people that come over from other countries? Because the Caribbeans were slaves over there too. They came over here. Do they get reparation? Not only that, do you guys know who the first legal slave master was?
He was a black guy.
Exactly.
I don't remember his name, but
Anthony Johnson.
Yeah.
Anthony Johnson. 1661 was the very first slave law that was written, which made him the very first legal slave master. He was a tobacco farmer. Okay, he actually owned the biggest slave plantation in the state where he was at. And there were actually 4,000 black slave masters back during the Atlantic slave trade that owned tens of thousands of black slaves. Now, the descendants of these guys get reparation too? How was it measured? It doesn't make any sense. It was nothing but a business back there. And we can't take presentism, which is based on our moral compass, on something that was normalized back in the day.
I love that you say that, because I hear more and more people saying that, but this is something I thought about a lot. We cannot judge how we live today and our standards today.
Right.
What happened 100 to 500 years ago. Like, we evolve in the way that we think and the way that our culture is.
Yeah.
And it's one of the most dangerous things we can do to try to judge things in history with our current current philosophies.
Right. Because like I said, it was a business back then.
Yeah.
If you have money for a slave, you own a slave. And slavery didn't start in the U.S., of course, as everybody know.
It's everywhere.
Slavery, and just like when they talk about Christopher Columbus, and it's so ridiculous. They don't even know what Christopher Columbus is all about. They just heard something. They start just pushing it around. They never read the documents from the actual Indian tribes. They never read anything. In their opinion, Christopher Columbus and his crew came over here. They started raping and killing all the innocent Indians. And then they took over this country. Then they brought slaves over. That's just so ridiculous. So ridiculous. That's like maybe 3%, but all the rest of it is actually a completely different story. Now, when they say, I forgot where I was going with this. I was going to tie it all in. Oh, yeah. Every landmass, every developed landmass in the whole world was founded and built the same way this country was built. So what do you do? What do you do? Do you just blame everybody? I mean, there was slavery on basically every country there is. Every country was conquered.
Yes.
Even in Africa today, there are still countries that's being conquered.
Yes.
We saw it in Coming to America Part 2. I point that out to somebody in my family. I'm like, look, this is what goes on in Africa, but this is comedy to y'all. But this is the truth. In Africa today, there are more slaves in Africa than there ever were at any time period of the Atlantic slave trade. Okay, there are 54 countries in Africa. Out of those 54 countries, 18 of them have modern-day slavery right now. If you're over at Sierra Leone and the kid doesn't find enough diamonds, the kid get his arm chopped off. This is crazy. These little girls are being sold into slavery, into sex slavery. Yeah, and these little boys are being sold into labor slavery. And this is in Africa.
Yep. It's all over.
Yeah.
India.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. America
the Middle East,
America gets the biggest black eye for it.
Yeah.
Because we're the most open about it.
Yeah, we took down slavery, though.
But
we really did.
We were the first country to go, not anymore. We're done with this.
Yep.
Now, it took a while for all it to catch on and, segregation and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm the first to say, I'm absolutely red-blooded patriot, love this country, and I know it's made mistakes.
Yeah.
Right? And I know we've not always been perfect.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we're the first country that went, hey, man, we're not going to do this anymore.
Right.
And we literally, half of us fought the other half.
Yes, exactly.
Killed each other to go, we're not doing this anymore.
Wow. And so it's only like maybe 1.8% people that were for slavery back during the slave trade, 1600s, 1700s, and early 1800s. But they made it like the whole country would just slave plantations. When really it wasn't. The majority of white people were against slavery. I mean, they fought a war over it. The only war that was fought on American soil. Like, come on, man. Let's stop talking about this garbage that happened 150, 200 years ago and start focusing on what's ahead of us. Because you keep putting a blame on crap that doesn't really matter. We don't even know what happened during slavery. We only know what they told us. And as we all know, what they taught us in history, because that's what I used to teach history, is fabricated. They only taught us history that they want us to know. Why didn't I ever know about Anthony Johnson as a kid growing up? Why didn't I know that we were actually sold by Western African kings and presidents? I was never taught that stuff. I was never taught how much you were thriving during the Reconstruction era. I was never taught how we accumulated a massive amount of wealth right after slavery, the first 100 years after slavery. I was never taught about how Black Wall Street was built. I was only taught that Black Wall Street got tore down. And I was never told the reason behind it. I was never taught about the Great Society Act, which broke down a black nuclear family. We were never taught about Marcus Garvey and Frederick Douglass, what Frederick Douglass is really all about. We were only told about the traumatic past to keep us angry. But in reality, we have accomplished so much while we were segregated. Even though racism was really going on, we accomplished so many amazing things. We own banks, we own bus companies, we own mortgage companies. So when they talk about redlining, how many black banks were denying black people home loans too? Thing is, we actually own banks. How many black banks are there right now? Probably like 5% of the 100% that back then. It's just crazy. They do everything in their power to keep us mentally enslaved.
Was it hard for you when you kind of started realizing this? Because all the things that you have said, it seems like you're teaching history. I don't know at what point you were teaching history, but as you think through these things, was it hard for you to? Because you had to have to change your ideology, your political ideology during that time. Was that challenging or was it more enlightening, or both?
I say both. It was both. More enlightening than it was challenging. Because I was just amazed learning all this stuff. And then I started thinking from a logical standpoint too, like this actually makes sense. Because you start questioning things like, okay, not this stuff that I was taught, but now that I think about it, it doesn't really make any sense. But there are people that still live this way, still live their life as a victim because they have a victim mentality. Like, why is it so cool to be an oppressed victim? You're not oppressed. You're not a victim. You can do whatever you want in this country. It's an amazing country. Oh, this country is racist and it was built on slavery. Like, listen, you live in America. You know how many people from Africa come over here and they thrive? Nigerians actually make more money per capita than any other group of people that might migrate over here. People from Africa over here, they not like African Americans, which I hate the term African Americans, but I'm just saying, they're not like Black Americans because we always see ourselves as a victim. We're not taking advantage of the opportunity that they come over here to take advantage of. Like, you guys are just spoiled.
Yeah.
You have no idea what I go through in my country. I'm over here trying to work to get my kid out of slavery. And y'all up here complaining about slavery from 150 years ago that wasn't half as bad as what's going on right now.
Yeah.
Y'all better grow up and get a life.
Well, I mean, Whoopi Goldberg. It's worse to be a black person in America than it is to be a woman in Iran.
Has she ever been to Iran?
Apparently.
Did she misspeak? Was she talking about another country? Like, is that...
No.
Oh, okay.
Even her co-workers on that show or co-hosts were like,
Exactly.
I don't know about that, Whoopi. No, she doubles down.
Iran. Her definition of Iran is I ran into the arms of white men because that's all she dated was white men. But she had a problem with so many white men now. But that was the most. And she would not let anybody get a word in either. She knew she was in the wrong, but she couldn't be proven in the wrong. So she just tried to. Well, but I told you, you don't know about my experience. You mean your Emmy award that you have, your Oscar award that you have, your Tony award that you have, your Grammy award that you have?
Right.
You're one of the biggest, probably the biggest black female comedian in the world. Yeah, what are you talking about? How many millions of dollars do you have in the bank? What you've been through? What do you mean? What are you going through, Whoopi?
Yeah.
What are you going through?
Yeah.
Combing your hair? That's the only problem?
They live in a bubble, man. I really think they do. They live in this bubble, and they talk to each other and their own liberal friends, and they don't know most of the things that you just said.
Yeah.
They believe the mainstream narrative. And like I said today, I was preparing for this podcast, and you look at the current news, and it's all just negative about Trump. And you look at these, and it's because if you go on Google and you just search news or whatever, it comes up with all the mainstream media, right?
Yeah.
BBC and even Fox.
Yeah.
All negative. All negative.
Yeah.
I went through a period where I have like a little Alexa in my house. I don't love it, but my wife likes it. And, it flashes through different things.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's your order on Amazon. Sometimes it's a political article.
Yeah.
And so I keep track how many positive articles are written about Trump that flash on your Alexa. Because that's pretty powerful. You have an Alexa sitting there, and it's just constantly flashing things. It's always in your head.
Yep.
Never. I don't think I've ever seen one that was positive. I've seen a few that were neutral. Almost all of them are negative.
Yeah.
And I was watching two when Biden was on. Many positive things about Biden.
Yeah.
So it's if you watch the mainstream media, that's what you're going to get.
Yeah, and that's so unfortunate because that's the reason for Trump derangement syndrome. I was listening to this psychiatrist that I watch her podcast, and she was breaking down why are people so extreme when it comes down to the political climate right now. Is because when you look at everything in the media, if you instill so much negativity because that's all you see, all you hear, only thing that you're going to project is negativity. It's hatred. You allow all this hatred to get into your heart to the point where if I walk around with that hat on at a grocery store, which I do all the time, I get the most evil looks. These people, they go from 0 to 100. Like, I'm like, how can somebody that you never met possess this much power over your emotions to the point where you literally, I read my comments. I do social media stuff where I read some of my comments and people can see them. These people are terrible. They call me these evil names, racist. I'm like, why are you like this? I mean, if you have a Kamala hat on or a Black Lives Matter hat on, I'm just going to look at you and remind them like they're so lost, but I'm just going to keep going. I'm not going to go out of my way to try to, you guys are crazy, but that's the reason for it. Because you just allow so much negativity to get into you and so much hatred. That's the only thing that you're actually able to project when it comes out to this particular person. You literally hate this. They hate this man. They want him dead. They say MAGA means make assassinations great again, please. Like, I would never say nothing like that about Joe Biden or even Barack Obama, who I don't like at all. But I never said I hate anybody. Yeah. But but that's what it is, man. It's every bit of news, everything that they hear is negative and hateful toward this one person, and that's what makes them hateful toward this person.
Who's a kind of a rising star in the conservative movement? Someone that's not like already a politician, already well known, but someone who's kind of up and coming and somebody who we should be looking out for.
Some people who might consider like a Candace Owens, Brandon Tatum.
Yeah.
These people are already established. I would say somebody. You know, it's interesting that at the SAS event, Student Action Summit put on by Turning Point last month. There was an after party, like a private party for social media influencers, and I was there, and I'm looking around. I'm like, wow. I'm like, these people are destroying me. Like, that's some big names here, people that have millions of followers, and I'm just sitting here like, yo, I got a couple 100,000 maybe across all platforms, but not even that. But Topher is a pretty big name. You know, he's a good friend of mine. I do events with him. Like he's doing it. Zeke Arkham. Yeah.
I feel like I've heard of him, but I don't.
Yeah.
Or,
Zeke.
what's he all about?
He's on New York Police Department.
Okay.
So he was part of SWAT, and now he works with forensics. But he has a great story, and he has a pretty large following on like YouTube and also Instagram. Zeke Arkham, ZeeKarkham, I believe that's how you spell it. Of course, you got David Harris. You know,
He's been around a while.
yeah, he has been.
He's been around a while.
Yeah, Mr. Rippy is doing his thing.
Who's that?
Mr. Rippy is doing his thing.
Oh, Mr. Rippy, yeah.
So yeah. So
Well, yeah, of
I'm
course
out
you're
there.
one of them. One of the ladies that's really surprised me, Alex Clark.
Yeah.
She's got that podcast.
Yeah.
She's killing it
Yeah.
now, and
Oh,
she kind of
man.
came. You know, she
Yeah.
kind of came up. There's a couple like Brett Cooper. Kind of they came up and they're doing pretty well. They were speakers, I think, at that last Turning Point.
Yeah, they both were.
They've done, and her podcast is just doing amazing.
Yeah, and this like just took off out of nowhere.
Yeah.
'Cause I wasn't too familiar with her until recently. I'm like, dang, this what you got going on? It's crazy how certain people. And I have a friend of mine named Carmen JC. So she started YouTube this February. She started her YouTube, killing it.
Yeah.
YouTube, Instagram. Carmen JC is her name.
It's a lot of young,
Yeah.
there's a lot of young women too out there
Yeah.
doing this.
Yeah,
Our industry and the firearms industry, we got a lot of young women doing firearm stuff too. So
I love it.
It's just great having daughters, you know.
Yeah.
They have role
exactly.
models now that aren't wearing
that are not-
pantsuits and
Yeah.
carrying hot sauce in their purse. You know?
That's so funny. And they all, I love every minute of it, man. But yeah, I would say, yeah, we got quite a bit. There's so many more that I can't think of.
Yeah.
And like thousands of people.
yeah, it's exciting, and I think Donald Trump is the reason. Like he's the head of it. Obviously,
Exactly.
there's a lot of people underneath him, a lot of
Right.
lieutenants underneath him.
Right.
To include guys like Elon Musk, who brought a lot of people over from the
Yep.
programming world and
Yep.
from the crypto world. There's a lot of people who have kind of seen the light, I think, and it is great. Charlie Kirk doing what he's doing with the younger generation.
man.
I mean,
that was so amazing. I love Charlie. Coincidentally, my niece, she was a hardcore leftist. When I went back to Detroit and I visit everybody, she didn't want to hear anything I had to say. And then I kept talking to her on the phone, and she ended up getting a boyfriend who's a Charlie Kirk fan. And she goes, "Yeah, I started listening to this guy Charlie Kirk." I'm like, "Charlie Kirk, that's my homeboy."
my boy.
Yeah. So I ended up had her come out to this event that was put on by Turning Point in Blexit, and in Detroit. She came out and I said, "You want to meet Charlie?" So I took her back there to meet. She was so happy.
That's
she was
cool.
so excited.
That's
Now,
really cool.
and now she's officially a Trump supporter. She texted me before the election like, "I'm officially a Trumpy." I was like, I knew one day you'll wake up. So now she's all in. I'm gonna get her to join me on some of these events that I go to. And I think that's the weekend where actually Trump actually signed my MAGA hat, which is
Yeah, because he was there, wasn't
Crazy.
he?
Yeah.
He was that.
yeah, he was there.
he's
We
cool.
all took a picture with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't go that day because I knew how crazy it was going to be. I think it was
Yeah.
Sunday, the last day. I was just
Yeah.
like, I'm staying away from this.
Yeah.
My son and his girlfriend went, and because they have student seats. If you remember,
Yeah.
they're right in the front.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I don't care
Yeah.
how much you paid for your
Yep.
tickets, you're not
Yep.
sitting in the front because the students do.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was somehow, him and his girlfriend got front row dead center.
Wow.
And they got a picture with Schneider.
Rob Schneider.
Rob Schneider.
Yeah.
Such a cool picture.
Yeah.
Like they're Make America Great Again hats on
Yeah.
with Rob Schneider. Like what a cool experience that was.
Snyder's awesome, man. He's such a down to earth guy. Like I'm at events with him all the time, but you'll think somebody people in this level, like when Don Jr. sees me, he's like, Miss Rippy, how are you? How's everything going? And it's genuine. The millions of people that he know, how the hell does he know me? And he only met me twice or 3 times.
Those Trumps, man, they're trained to care and understand people. Like that's their main thing is just to understand and be, connect with people.
And I felt it was genuine. I met Barack Obama. He's a piece of trash.
Oh yeah.
And it's all negativity. I felt negative energy coming from him. But when I shook Trump's hand, I'm like, this guy, he's legit. He cares.
And did you meet Obama when you were and you supported him during that time when you met him, or no? It was afterwards.
No. This when I was like in between.
In between.
Yeah, I went to an Obama event, and then I went to a Trump event, and I don't know how did I get the opportunity to meet him. It was like walking through, checking everybody's hand, and I talked to him for about 20 seconds or so. Mm-hmm. I was like, yeah, something about this guy. I don't know. Yeah. No. And I was already on my way out anyway. Yeah. Because I had wore a MAGA hat to Obama was hosting an event for in L.A., I believe. So I was out there already because my brother lived out there. And I decided to go, and I wanted to do an experiment. I wanted to record it. So I wore a MAGA hat to an Obama event. I got cussed out. People tried to spit on me, but that spit didn't hit me. Otherwise, the fight would have broke out. People just so evil to me. And then the next week, Trump had an event at Phoenix, and I wore a Black Lives Matter hat at the Trump event. Nothing but love.
Really?
Nothing but love. I said, man, this is so crazy. I've been taught so wrong. These people are nice. Awesome.
So that takes some guts to wear the opposite team's hat at their event.
Yeah. But I just wanted to prove that, well, first, I wasn't really too sure, but that's what somebody told me. They said, listen, these people that support Trump are some of the nicest people. They're very considerate. They got your back. Even though they say, oh, no, guns, you need to get rid of guns. Liberals say guns are causing all the crime, get rid of guns. You go to these cities where there's a lot of legal gun owners, they got your back. There's no crime there. But if something ever happens, they got your back. I'm like, what? They don't shoot me. Like, they got your back. I promise you. You go to a Trump rally, people walk around with their guns, they got your back. So I went there, and I was like, y'all are good people. Yeah. Y'all are good people. But over there, you go to Chicago where you can't even have a gun out there. People get shot every damn day. Mm-hmm. So what does that tell you? Yeah, I feel much more comfortable around these gun-toting white folks. I mean, especially like people like, you guys. I mean, you former Navy SEAL. Thank you for your service. That's amazing. My hat goes off like to the fullest, and I feel a lot safer around white folks with legal guns than I do in the hood with people that bought guns out the trunk of the car. Like hey.
Well, yeah. I mean, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Well, how can people find you?
Mr. Rippy on TikTok, Mr.RIPPYY, and then Mr. Rippy Unfiltered and everything else. Mr.Rippy Unfiltered, Instagram, YouTube, X.
Yeah, just search.
Follow me.
So are you Mr. Rippy, or do you use your first name at all?
No.
And that was just search Mr. Rippy. Probably worst case scenario, search Mr. Rippy. And you'll find you.
Yeah. Search Mr. Rippy. You'll find me. Some good, funny political content. Follow your boy.
Dude, I appreciate you being here.
Thank you guys.
Great conversation.
Thank you. This has been fun.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
All right. See you, everybody.